Hello everyone. Today in this video, I'll take you through the basic steps of community building and show you how you can build one using Zoho. So let's get started. Before we dive into the details of community and community building, let's first understand what is a community. Community is not just a platform for your customers, but also for your prospects to find help from a peer group, exchange ideas or suggestions about a product or service. It is also a great place to get an unbiased opinion about a product or service. Now that we have established what is a community, the next question is, why do you need to build one for your business? Community building can definitely be a time-taking process, but it can also help you in many ways, like having an ongoing conversation with your customers and prospects to collect feedback and ideas. It can help you identify and nurture brand advocates who can later be your spokesperson. And with answers within the peer group, it can decrease the load of your support team as well. And at the end, it's also a great way to generate content through users. Okay, now with the basic questions answered, the next step is to build a community. Zoho Desk makes it easy for you by giving you the ability to build and run an entire community from within your Zoho Desk account. So let's get started. To have a structured community, the first thing to do is to add categories and segregate your audience. Zoho Desk makes your life easier by creating default categories based on the different departments you have in your Zoho Desk account. You can choose to keep them as such or edit them to name differently for your community. Now let's see how you can do this in Zoho Desk. Go to Setup, choose Community under the Channels menu. The page you land in is the Categories page. Here you can see all the default categories that are already created based on the departments I have in my account. You can drag to sort the hierarchy of the categories. This will reflect in your community page. To make any changes, click the Edit button. You can change the name and description of the categories here. You can also choose to make the category visible to all users, only logged in users, to the moderators, or make it private. Let's go through them one by one. If you choose to make this category visible for all users, in this next field, you can pick the kind of moderation you want for your posts. Choose None to show all posts made under this category directly in your community. Or keep it to first posts only to allow or deny every first post made by a new user. You can add the moderators from the drop-down list here. By default, all Zoho Desk admins are listed here. The same settings apply if you keep the visibility to logged in users or moderators as well. If you make the category private, then you can add the group in here that this category will be visible to, and likewise add the moderators too. At the end, if you want to convert every forum post into ticket, select this option and click Save to apply all the changes that you've made. You can also lock a category to put it in the standby mode so that your customers can't post any topics in it. However, the category will be listed and its content can be viewed in your help center. If you're no longer using a category, you can also disable it to archive its content using this option. When you disable a category, it will not be visible in your help center. However, the topics and discussions of the disabled category can be accessed by the agents from within your Zoho Desk instance. You can view all your inactive categories under this tab. You can enable it again by clicking on this option. Now that we know how to create categories, the next thing to do is to create forums for each of these categories. Forums are basically subdivisions or subjects around which you want a discussion to happen in that category. It is important to define the goal for each of these forums when creating them. It sets the expectation right and brings in clarity for your customers. Also, don't forget to create a forum for non-product or service related discussions. Some informal conversations can always take your community a long way. Now let's jump into Zoho Desk and see how you can create forums in there. Go to Setup, choose Community under the Channels menu. You land in the category list page. Since forums are subdivision of each category, we need to navigate into a category detail page to create forum. Let's go into this category. Click Forums to start adding forums to this category. Like I said earlier, forums can be different subjects under that category that we want to have discussions around. So let's create a few for this category. Like general discussion, explore tips and tricks, connect locally. You can create more if you want. And if you want to go back and edit the names, just click on the edit option here and rename your forum. You can also lock a forum to put it in the standby mode, just like we did with categories, by clicking on this option. You can lock all the forums under a category at a given time. You can also disable it to archive its content by using this toggle option. With categories and forums in place, the next thing to do is to set the preference for your community. The first section is where you enable or disable the topic types that every post falls into. You can also choose to make a topic type your default setting. The next option is to choose which page someone lands at when they visit your community. In Zoho Desk, from the category page that we are already in, let's go to the preference page. Click this preference link on the left panel. Here in the first section, you can disable a topic type by using the toggle option. You will get a pop-up to move the existing post before disabling it. Pick from the drop-down list to change the topic type. Let's move on to the second section. Here you can customize the community homepage to either display a list of the categories or only the most recent topics across all categories. With everything set, it's time to promote your community now. And here are a few ways in which you can do it. Add your community link inside your product or web page to get more clicks. Link it in the signature of your support emails. Or leverage using your social media account. Promote your community on your Twitter, LinkedIn or Instagram page. With your community out there, now it's time to keep it engaged with meaningful conversations. Here are some tips that can help. Create a separate topic in your community for new users to introduce themselves. Over time, it becomes a great place to see how your community has flourished. Keeping a close watch on every conversation can be tricky. Set community guidelines for everyone to adhere to. Also, you can start open-ended conversations like asking for feedback on a new feature or to share success stories, where everyone can participate and keep the thread going. Now let's quickly see how you can create a topic in Zoho Desk. Click the drop-down arrow on the Add New icon at the top right corner and pick Topic. Add the title and description for your post. Pick the right category and the forum. Add tags to keep similar topics together. You can also email this post directly to someone by adding the email ID here. Select this option to stay tuned on responses, and this one to pin this post at the top. Once you click Publish, this topic will appear in your community. Keeping the conversation going in a community is also a challenge. But Zoho Desk makes it easy for you with a gamification option. With default settings that can be customized based on your needs, you can bring fun into your community and encourage everyone to stay engaged. You can set up points for each action performed, create levels that a community member can rise through, give away badges to honor every achievement, or create custom points, level and badges and see the report of what's working. Now let's head back to Zoho Desk and see how you can gamify your community. Go to Setup, choose Community under the Channels menu. In the category list page, click Gamification from the left panel. The first tab that opens up is the Points tab. Here, you can see all the preset points for each action. The points will already be assigned, so you can click Edit to add or change points for each action. Click the toggle button to off to disable an action completely. You can also add new actions and set points using this option. To view the default badges and create new ones, let's move on to the Badges tab. Here are all the default badges available. You can customize it using the Edit option and make changes to the name, description, or even add a new image for your badge. Click Save to apply all changes. To add a custom badge, click on the New Badge button. Give a name to your badge, select the type, add a description, and select the level at which the badge will be given to the user. Add an image for your badge and click Save. We have almost reached the end of this video, and the final thing that your community needs are reports. With an inbuilt dashboard for community, Zoho Desk provides you with metrics like community stats to see the number of forums you have created, the topic under those forums, the announcements that went out, the comments that came in, and the number of unique visitors who came to your community. You can also see the activity trend and see the number of topics created per day or week and compare it with the number of comments that came in from community members. Keep a tab on the unique users who are either creating a topic or commenting on topics. Check the traffic that comes through each of these topic type, or dwell deeper on each topic type and get data like unique user participation, responsiveness, and status. At the end, you can get the top 5 community members who have contributed to the most for your community. And all this data is available for over a week, month, a year, or any custom date. That brings us to the end of this video. Hope you have learned some tips to start building your community now. For any questions, you can send us a tweet at Zoho Desk or email us at support@zohodesk.com. Thank you for watching.